Really do want to say it all the time because I feel it all the time. I love you so much.
So I have to say, Weapon surprised me a lot. I remember seeing the teaser for the movie a few months ago, and I thought it was a creepy concept, but I wasn't expecting much from it. I finally watched it though, and not only was it creepy, but it was overall such a damn good movie. It's amazing how well crafted this film was, its aspects of thriller, horror, and sometimes comedy. I swear there were a few scenes I was laughing, I can't even lie. They even changed to perspectives of different characters like it was GTA or something, which even I thought was pretty unique for a horror film. Point is, there was so much special about this film and I want to share with you today. Now, our story starts in a small town. I love that the movie starts off with a kid narrating the events that had happened after the story you're about to see. Talk about how the adults wanted to cover up and hide this story since it was so embarrassing, and how this is the story you wouldn't be able to find on the news, which I thought was a nice touch. It gave me the vibe of being on the internet or having a friend tell you about a creepypasta that they heard. Something very creepy but obscure, so it almost feels real. But anyway, the kid gives us the lowdown on what happened in this town. So basically, one of the characters, her name is Justine by the way, is a teacher at this elementary school, and one day she comes into her classroom to find that all her kids are gone. I know, shocking. Oh, sorry, I misspoke. There's still one kid left in the classroom, and his name's Alex. Now mind you, this didn't happen to any other classrooms. Even the other classrooms of the same grade she teaches have their kids, so it's just hers. So for her, this is like really bad, since she would be prime suspect number one in this scenario. So once the parents are aware the kids are missing, everything escalates from there. They close the school for a few months to see if they can find any leads on where the kids are, but after finding nothing, they decide to reopen the school. Also, the creepiest thing about this so far is that the parents with cameras anyway were able to see their kids run out of the house at 2:17 that night. Really specific time, I have to say. I feel like if something creepy would have happened, it would be at like 3 a.m. like the classic witching hour. But you know what, missing the mark by 43 minutes ain't too bad. Also, why are they Naruto running? Anyway, though, at the PTA meeting before opening the school, all the parents are naturally confused and freaked out, and the principal of the school, Marcus, decides to let Justine say a few words to the parents. Justine tries to comfort the grieving parents about their kids, and naturally they start yelling and booing her off the stage. One parent even accuses her for the disappearance of their kids and starts demanding answers from her. This, of course, starts an angry mob against her, and she has to escape the premises before she gets burned at the stake by these parents. So the next day, Justine comes back to school and tries to get back to work. The principal, I'm sure, is hella confused, like, what work? Your students are gone, there's no one to work with. Besides that point, he also gives the obvious reason that many of the parents are already distraught that their kids are missing, and you being here is making it worse. Which I agree with him spot on. Like the parents, like I said earlier, you're a prime suspect number one for those kids disappearing. I bet the parents of kids from other classes don't feel comfortable with her either. Hell, the kids in other classes probably aren't comfortable with her at all. I bet everyone is giving her the meanest side eye right now. So now she leaves and she drowns her sorrows in the bar. And while she's there, she meets up with her friend who is a cop who works in the area. And I have to say, I was so confused on their relationship when I first watched this. I was like, are they friends? Boyfriend and girlfriend? Friends with benefits? What's going on here? But don't worry, you'll see later. So they talk a bunch and then they, have fun with each other and go their separate ways. So after that, Justine is like, I need to know what's going on with Alex. You know the boy from earlier? Well, Justine feels a connection with Alex since Alex and Justine are the only two left from their class after the strange disappearance that happened months ago. So Justine takes it upon herself to go talk to him. So he stalks him and finds his house, and then she basically breaks in.
What?
Like, why did she do this? Even if you care for the kid, want to make sure he's okay, ain't you overstepping a bit as a teacher? Like, helping would be calling and make sure he's okay, not breaking into his house. But anyway, she gets to the backyard and takes a little peek inside the house. She then sees this unsettling scene of the parents just sitting upright on the couch staring at the window she looks through. She freaks out and vacates the scene, which I would say this is because it was scary, but I think it was probably more because she didn't want to get caught and arrested for breaking and entering. And the dumbest part of all of this is that she then tells her boss Marcus about all of it. Like, can you get any dumber, girl? Damn. Thankfully, Marcus is chill like that and decides to do her the favor of not reporting any of the things she did. So after getting beat down by the guy she met, his wife, yeah, you heard that right. This is when I realized she was home wrecking too. Damn. Pulled an Ariana there, I see. So she goes home and then tries to go to sleep, and she has this creepy dream about all of her kids being in the class at night, and Alex popping up his head, but as you can see, he looks creepy as hell, so something's obviously not right here. I swear, man, I don't know why, but in horror movies, kids are amazing when it comes to making things creepy. Whether it be hearing a choir of kids singing, hearing an unexplained voice of a child, or shit like this can easily send a shiver through me. But she wakes up from that dream, though, and she's relieved it was just a dream, only for her to go back down and see this abomination on the ceiling freaking her out again. Personally, if I saw that thing on the ceiling, I'll be out of the house 10 seconds flat. But whatever, girl, whatever suits you. So the next day, Justine goes back to her favorite hobby, stalking Alex. And Alex tells her to go away, but Justine decides, nah, I don't think I will. So Justin stays in his driveway all night long, waiting for him to come out or something. Like, this is almost creepier than what she saw on her roof. Like, girl, go home. Damn, you got nothing better to do, just come back tomorrow. But while she's sleeping out there, though, a woman creepily leaves the house and gets into her car with a pair of scissors. Then let me say this real quick. Holy shit, her car door was open? Did she just have a death wish or something? She was so lucky not to die in this scene, because I swear she would have been gone if this was a slasher film. But luckily all she wanted was some hair, and now we go to Arthur's perspective. Arthur, if you don't know, was one of the concerned parents at the beginning. He was specifically the one that put the blame on her for the kid's disappearance during the PTA meeting. That night, he has this crazy dream where he sees his kid running into the night, so he follows him. Following the kid, he finds that it leads to his house, and he goes inside to find him. Afterwards, he has this super emotional talk with this kid, and he would have done more to protect him for whatever took him. This is a really gut-wrenching scene to watch if he didn't get the shit scared out of him by this creepy lady all of a sudden being in the place of his son. I have to admit, not many jump scares in the movie got me, but that one did. I was not expecting to see that face. Yikes. So after that, Arthur lets out a natural,
"What is that? What the fuck is that?"
and then he gets back to work. I like this guy. This dude sees one of the creepiest things ever, but doesn't let that stop him from cracking the case. So Arthur asks a nearby neighbor if he can use the footage of their kid running off so he can get a better idea of where the kid went. This helps him get a better idea of where the kids ran off to, but he still doesn't know the exact location yet. So driving back home, he finds that Justine is pulling to the gas station. He follows her. So he pulls over and starts yelling at her again, and is like, "This is all your fault." And she yells back at him, but while this is happening, this man is running towards them in the distance. He runs exactly how the kids did, and he immediately tackles her like an NFL linebacker. And you can tell that this is her boss, Marcus. Now, how did this happen to him? I won't tell you yet, but damn, does he look so unhinged. I swear, he was easily one of the scariest things about this movie. Imagine this guy running at you non-stop, trying to kill you, looking like that. Scary stuff, man. So after this, we get a perspective change, and honestly, I want to gloss over this one since it was interesting to know the guy that Justine met up with. His name's Paul, by the way. His perspective was interesting, but nothing I can't explain quickly. So Paul's your average crooked cop, and then he runs into James while on patrol. He hits him over the head, and then realizes how big of a mistake this was, and he tells him not to report it, and then act like this never happened so he doesn't get in trouble. And yeah, that's basically it. But James' perspective really tells us more about what's going on here. So James is your average druggie. He's basically just the Jesse Pinkman of this film. He's doing nothing with his life, he's homeless, and tries to make money any way he can. Mainly stealing stuff. So in order to find some more stuff to steal and then sell, he finds his house he thinks is empty and starts finding stuff to steal. He, like Justine, accidentally runs into the parents, but again, like when Justine saw them, they were just sitting there, staring. James is at first freaked out, but realizing that they are not going to do anything, he's like, whatever, and keeps on stealing. He literally goes to check out the basement for stuff, and lo and behold, all the kids from the missing classroom are there. Which is amazing because despite James being a terrible human being, he inadvertently solved the case. The kids randomly turn around in unison. I swear this scene freaked me out while I watched it. I know they literally just turned around, but the fact that the kids just all turned around in sync like that, it was just so eerie to me. I don't know why. So James is like, nope, I'm out of here, and he dips. So he goes to cash in his stolen goods, but then realizes that the missing kids he found has a $50,000 prize attached to them. So he quickly goes to the police station to claim his prize, but Paul gives him some heat since he thinks he's trying to rat him out. So James escapes into the woods, and then gets a creepy glance at that lady that showed up in both Justine's and Arthur's dreams. What is with that lady, man? So James hides in his tent and then tries to defend himself with his drug deals. So he ends up not stabbing the lady, but Arthur. And this pisses Arthur off enough to almost blow a hole in him. James is like, wait, chill, I know where the kids are. And Arthur eases up and lets James lead him to the house. This is where we have another perspective switch, to this time to Marcus. Now Marcus's perspective is important because this is where we finally get a glimpse of this lady that keeps appearing everywhere. Her name is Gladys, and apparently she is the aunt of Alex. So Marcus is telling Gladys that he needs to speak to the parents of Alex and make sure that he's alright. Gladys tries to make excuses for why the parents can't talk to him, but Marcus is like, I'm sorry, there's no way around this. I either have to talk to the parents, or I'm going to have to call CPS. So Marcus goes home to his husband, and when he opens the door, he is surprised by Gladys. Now if it was me, I would just slam that door right in her face. We do not need that energy here. But she claims that she is on the verge of collapse, so his husband lets her in. But once she comes in, she immediately perks up and is chipper as ever. Yeah, that's not suspicious at all. So this scene is interesting because this is finally gives us an idea of what the hell is going on. So he grabs a piece of hair from Marcus's husband and she wraps it around a stick, puts her blood on it, and it snaps it. Now Marcus immediately activates like a sleeper agent and then brutally murders his husband. After that, she changes the hair out for Justine's hair, and then he goes after her. Such a creepy ass scene, especially since this scene also just shows how experienced Gladys is at doing this. She doesn't react not once to anything that's happening. Like, she has complete control. It also finally shows us what we're really up against. Witches. Those damn witches. So fast forward, and that leads us back to the gas station where Marcus is trying to kill Justine. Now we know why he's looking scary as hell. Justine is able to escape him though thanks to the help of Arthur, and Marcus ends up getting hit by a truck while chasing her on foot, leading to his death. I swear, when he was chasing her though, almost nothing could stop him. The creepiest thing is that he didn't even bother to stop and fight Arthur. No, it was just focused on one target. Almost like a lion hunting its prey. Scary stuff. So Arthur and Justine reconvene, and Arthur shares what he has done with his investigation. Justine comes in, putting the final piece of the puzzle for him, explaining that the area these kids are running into is exactly where Alex's house is. So now we get the real perspective. We get Alex's perspective, which is obviously the most interesting since he is the only kid in his class not to be disappeared, and he's related to the psychopath, so I know his story is going to be interesting. So Alex's life is normal until he learns one day that his mom and dad have decided to let his sick aunt stay with them for a little while. Now this sick aunt is who we know as Gladys, which we all know by now that this was a terrible idea. So Alex comes home from school one day to realize that Gladys has put his parents under her spell. This is already terrible, but this gets even worse because she also threatens to make the parents kill themselves if he decides to tell anyone else what's happening at his house. So every day of his life from then on, he is serving as her little minion against his will, which is so evil of this woman, but of course it gets worse, because she then asks him to get something that belongs to each one of his classmates and bring it to her. So he does this, and she starts to create her spell with the things he brought her. This spell is what gets the kids to run out of their house in the middle of the night, and just like that, they're all in her place. It was so creepy watching all the kids running out at night like that, and to also know that they aren't technically conscious since they are spellbound by her makes it feel even more creepy and sinister. And poor Alex having to experience all of this, especially since he knew this entire time what happened to his classmates, but knew that he couldn't say a word about it. Now let's pause for a second, because I just want to say something real quick. Maybe I missed it or something, but I still don't understand why she needed the kids. Like, I get that she's dying and all that, but like, why were the kids important for her regaining life? Like, was she stealing the life force from the kids to make herself whole again? Did they have to be kids? Why didn't she just do some young adults or something instead? I wish this was explained a bit more in the film, but we get that the kids are obviously being used for some ritual. Okay, so we're back with Justine and Arthur, and they found the house, and they go inside and realize that something is off. And right when they are realizing this, Justine accidentally sets off a trigger for the sleeper agents, and they go on the attack. Alex does the same for his parents, and his parents run after him. Justine has to fight off Paul, and she does a good job evading him. She throws a pan at him and uses a potato peeler? Not my weapon of choice. Wow. Can't believe the director really went, what weapon would my protagonist use to fight back? Oh, I know. A potato peeler. Arthur is fighting James. Well, I'm not sure I'll call this a fight, since it's more Arthur throwing James around like a rag doll, and then James running back. James like a cockroach, I swear, he always comes back. So Arthur finally takes him out and then finds his son, but then Gladys gets a jump on him, putting him into a trance. This allows Gladys to hold down Justine so she can finally kill her. Meanwhile, though, Alex is hiding in the bathroom trying to find a way to survive his killer parents. He thinks it was a good idea to use the kids that Gladys kidnapped against her. I have to admit, that was some damn good thinking from the kid. Even I was thinking like that. Well done, little dude. So he just uses her spell against her, and this scene is just great because you can see exactly when the light leaves her eyes. This is when she knew exactly she was royally screwed, so she immediately runs away and freaks out. So the kids activate and start gunning for her instantly. And I swear, this scene was a mix of terrifying and hilarious from an outside perspective. If you have no clue what's going on, it looks like a game of tag, but knowing the context, this is a complete nightmare for her. It's like having a ridiculously buff pack of wolves chasing after you. And I swear, these shots with the kids chasing her is insane because Gladys dead ass be closing doors instead of thinking that's going to stop the kids when they are literally breaking down doors like the fruit punch guy. And shout out to that one girl that was able to tackle Gladys. I swear, get this girl in the league. Damn, she is so fast. And after that, I have to say, this is probably one of the best villain death scenes I've seen in a while. For obvious reasons, I can't show it here, but let's just say she got what she had coming to her. After the kids obliterated Gladys, they're broken out of their trance, and so are Alex's parents and Arthur. The kids are finally reunited with their parents, and Alex gets to have his family back again. It's a little bit bittersweet, though, because it turns out that since the kids were stuck in the trance for a long time, it takes them longer to get their consciousness back, so it might take weeks or even months for them to start talking again. So I have to say, this was an incredible film. I would say that even beyond the horror genre, I would say that this is a great film, and I would be happy to recommend it to anyone. Such a unique take on the genre, I can't wait to see what this director has in store for their future projects. If you got this far in the video, thanks for watching. If you want to catch more of my videos in the future, be sure to hit the like and subscribe. Till next time, goodbye.